So I saw this post from Mike Nellis today on Twitter, and he said that Trump's FEMA is refusing to pay out buyouts for mortgages on homes in North Carolina that are no longer viable after the storms last year. Many of these are going to have to be foreclosed on, and this is why people hate the government. Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, comrades and friends, my name is Dr. Ian Phillips, and today we're going to be talking about here. So, you know what really just shatters your faith in government? It certainly shatters my faith in government. This is not just, there's lots of things that shatter my faith in government here. Everything from the Epstein files not being released to the fiat currency being destroyed, and you can see the price of silver just going up to $80 an ounce, all the way to protecting criminals who are committing war crimes. But you know what also really shatters my faith too is like sometimes you just have like an issue that is so clear as day that you just wish nothing more than to step in is like anybody with a heart, and the government still refuses to do so. So let's break this down here. When the state looks you in the eyes, right, and promises to help you in your darkest moments, and then lets you drown on land while the paperwork processes, that's what's happening in North Carolina. Entire neighborhoods last year were wrecked by last year's storms. Houses flooded to the studs, black mold climbing up the walls like ivy. Electrical systems fried to the points that breakers might as well have been sparklers. You cannot live there. You cannot repair them, right? The places are done for. And people are going to apply for, relief through FEMA. Right, and there's a buyout program there that's supposed to rescue you from a mortgage on a home that no longer exists in any meaningful sense. That's why the money is there. That's why we pay our taxes. And so people in this situation can't be helped. Now, the deal is simple. The government is supposed to buy the property at a fair value, and you walk away and you rebuild your life somewhere else that does not require a snorkel. But here we are. More than a year later, the number of buyouts approved is 0. Not delayed, not still in review. 0. Not one single family has been paid out any FEMA money for their homes being destroyed in these floods. Now, the first question I had was, okay, well, why don't they have mortgage insurance? Why don't they have why don't they have insurance on their home? Well, here's the thing. They actually do have insurance on their home, but because the insurance doesn't cover flooding, they just get screwed over when these massive storms happen, and you just screwed, right? It's like, okay, so what is just entire swaths of the population just supposed to up and move now? Right? Do we understand how ridiculous that sounds? Right? Especially for people who just happen to be born there and, they sort of live in their community and they're trying to help it out. It's like, no. This, again, the insurance companies here are partially to blame, but so is the government for not stepping in this case, right? Like, obviously, look, if there's, corruption going on, right? They don't want to cover anything, yada, yada, yada. I mean, we see it every single day with healthcare. This is really no different with homes, right? All insurance companies are out there to make a dollar off the backs of hardworking Americans. They're not there to, really, really help you out per se. I'm sure, they feel that way, but at the end of the day, it's really about profit, right? The second you stop paying is the second they go away. And, so now all these homeowners here are facing that foreclosure, right? On houses that they can't even live in, right? They're paying monthly mortgage here on soggy, splintered ghost, and they're paying insurance on structures that insurance companies barely acknowledge as structures, right? They're paying property tax on 4 walls that are basically memorials to the moment the river came through the front door. This is bad. And FEMA, under this current administration, does not care one bit. They shrug. And it's this kind of indifference that just breeds that political rage I think that we all feel every single day that we turn on the news, right? And so, look, this is no grand conspiracy, right? This is, again, the government, right, taking their time, not caring about the people, acting as if the people don't exist. And this is a policy failure, ladies and gentlemen. And this administration has done nothing to call this out. Look, I get it, right? Like, you're the president, you wear multiple hats. Sometimes things, get past you, right? But this is something that you can't ignore stuff like this, especially as president, right? And if he's not, I would say like he's probably, you could say, well, is he not being briefed on this? Look, bro, it doesn't matter, dude. You're the president. You got to figure this out yourself. But then also too, in addition to that, I don't think he wants to help us out, right? Because otherwise they would have already done it. But imagine how much, face you could save as a president here who's actually helping out victims of these horrific floods and storms. I don't know. It seems fair to me, but, that's the government, ladies and gentlemen. And it feels like we just pay our taxes and yet they do nothing. But, with that said, hopefully you guys did enjoy the video here. Just a little bit of news for you. Hopefully you guys are liking the scripts. I'm trying to make them more alive. But with that said, try to get us to 400 subscribers and we'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.